Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Today we're going to be moving through a flowing sequence that's going to start down on your back, mostly focused on the hips, but we're going to be moving through the whole body as well. So make sure you're nice and comfortable, and then when you're ready, lying down on your back in constructive rest. So coming to heels underneath the knees, arms a little bit away from the sides of the body, palms facing up. In your own time, closing down the eyes. Taking some time here to land into the body. Noticing those points of contact with the back surface of the body and your mat. In the back of the head, the upper back, back of the arms and back of the hands, upper back, mid-back and back of the pelvis. A little bit of space between that lower back and your mat. And soles the feet, resting down. Taking a long, smooth breath in through the nose and slow breath out through the mouth. Once again, just like that, slow breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just allow the breath to come back to be just in and out through the nose. And you might like to continue just cultivating that slow, smooth breath in and out. Sense of really allowing yourself to arrive into this very moment, to be right here, right now, exactly as you are. And then you may like to keep your eyes closed or start to open them up as we walk the feet out. So the outside edges of the feet line up with the mat, taking the arms a little bit further away from the sides of the body, taking an inhale, and then exhale to drop the knees over to the right, letting that left knee drop down, and then inhale back through center, dropping the knees to the left. Just continue this windscreen wiping action. It's in your own time. Just noticing that starting to mobilize through the hip joint into the lower back. The next time you drop the knees to the right, let's let them rest there. And a little bit of energetic sense of that left knee drawing down, and that might be plenty for you. You can stay there. If you'd like a little bit more, flexing the right foot and placing it on top of the left thigh, and that just encourages that left knee to draw down towards the mat. Keep the breath open, and maybe particularly taking the breath down into the lower back, sense of filling the lower back. And then as you exhale, keeping the space in the lower back as the legs become a little bit heavier. And then releasing that right foot down, if it was on top of the thigh, bringing the legs back through center, dropping the knees over to the left now. And same thing, trying to draw that right knee down towards the ground. A little bit of engagement through the lower belly just to not overarch into the lower back. And maybe you'd like to flex that left foot and place that on top of the right thigh, using the weight of that right leg to encourage the right knee down. No forcing, we're not trying to get it down towards the ground. We're just using this to help us open it up into the outer right hip. And you may feel this a little bit into the glutes and into the lower back, finding the breath and taking it into the lower back. On the exhale, just allowing everything to soften. And then releasing that top foot down, coming back through center, just taking a moment, letting the knees drop in together. You might walk your feet out a little bit off the mat to give yourself a bit more space. Just finding this internal rotation through the hip sockets. And then coming back to the soles of the feet and just walk your feet back in, hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving them a bit of a squeeze. Your choice if you want to roll to one side or rock yourself up to a seated position. Hands behind the thighs, just coming up to your seat, and then extend the legs out long in front of you. You're trying to flex the feet. Feet can just be slightly apart or a little bit wider, just whatever feels most comfortable. Take the arms up, extending up through both sides of the waist, taking an inhale. As you exhale, start to fold forward over the legs, and you might be keeping your legs really bent here, so feel really free to modify as you need to. Slide the hands back, fingers pointing forward about a forearm's distance behind you, bend the knees. Coming into your reverse tabletop, taking an inhale at the top, trying to open up through the collarbones, and then let the hips come back down. Extend the legs back out again, reach the arms up, inhale, and then exhale, folding forward and sweeping the hands back behind you. Once again, reverse tabletop, inhale as you lift your hips up, and then let the hips come back down. Extend the legs forward, reaching the arms up one more time, and then exhale, come forward. Let the head relax at the end and sweep the hands back, finding your reverse tabletop. Taking an inhale as you lift your hips up, and then lowering the hips down and extend the legs out long, just coming up to your seated position. So for this next move, I'm just going to explain two different options. So first option is you want to have your left hand by your side to help support you here. You're going to use your right hand to help draw the leg knee in towards you. And then you're going to shift into the left hand, hold onto the right ankle as you take the leg back behind you. So we're just opening up through the front of that right hip, and then you're going to take it back forward, using that right hand underneath to try to extend, and then let yourself fold forward. So just once again, drawing the knee in, swapping the hand, holding the front of that right ankle to try to open up through the front of the hip, taking it forward, extend, and then coming down. If it's available and you can hold with your first two fingers the big toe, we're going to use this grip. We're going to lift the leg up. We're going to take that right leg back behind, bring it forward, and then come down. So just choosing the variation that feels right. Taking an inhale, maybe exhale as you take it back, inhale to lift, and then fold it down. And then just going just a few times, just having a little play with this movement. We're trying to mobilize through the hip, open through the front of the right thigh and front of the hip. We'll just go 2 more times. Easy breathing. And on this last one, just letting yourself relax forward just for a couple of breaths. Just check in with the right and the left side of the body. Maybe notice a slight difference after mobilizing through the hip joint. And then inhale, come up. Cross the legs so the right leg is in front, and just give the knees just a little bit of a squeeze in so you're overcrossing slightly. Taking the hands behind you to lift up through the chest, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, come forward over the legs. And just taking a moment here. Grounding down through the sitting bones as you lengthen out through both sides of the waist. Walk the hands back up, extend the legs out in front of you, and we're going to go to the other side now. We're going to use that right hand, so you might be holding behind the leg, taking the front of that left ankle, and then trying to get the hand underneath the leg and then fold forward. If it's available, holding onto the left big toe, lifting the leg up, leaning towards the right as you take that left leg back behind you, and then extend and fold. Lifting it up. Bend, take it back behind you, extend and fold. Just a couple more times. This last one, and really just taking your own time with this. And on this last one, whenever you've finished, letting yourself fold forward, maybe really bending these knees if that feels better for you. And then take an inhale, come back up, crossing the legs, trying to overcross slightly so that squeezing the knees in a little bit together, fingertips behind you, lifting up through the chest, looking up, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, walking the hands forward, lengthening out through both sides of the waist. Trying to press back with your sit bones as you extend out through the side body. And then walking the hands back up, coming over the knees, coming into your tabletop just for a moment. Wrists a little bit further forward of the shoulders. You can tuck the toes under into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, or your down facing dog. Hands shoulder distance apart, feet about hip distance apart. And let's take a rise up into the balls of the feet as you inhale, and then exhale to lower. And again, inhale to rise, and exhale to lower. Inhale to rise, exhale to lower. And your heels may not be coming all the way down, and that's totally fine. And if you feel like you need to bend your knees slightly, if this is really, you're really feeling this in the lower back, I'd encourage you to just bend your knees so you can try to get a little bit more length through the lower back and sides of the body. If your legs are straight enough and your heels are reaching down, I invite you here to just try to press down through the outside edges of the feet, which starts to activate through the outside seam of the thighs here, or the outer leg. Keep pressing down into the hands, lengthen out through both sides of the waist, taking an inhale. As you exhale, chest towards the thighs. And then start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Drop the heels down, bend the knees as much as you need to here. Take a spine roll to come all the way up. Press down through the feet, taking the arms up, inhale. And then as you exhale, opening up through the arms, take the hands to the back of the pelvis. If you can, fingers pointing up, thumbs onto your sacrum, pressing it down as you lift the chest up. Maybe the head drops back, inhale, and then exhale. Take a spine roll to come all the way back down, walking your hands out into your plank position, finding your plank. Eyes set slightly towards the top edge of the mat to keep the back of the neck long. Take an inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Squeeze those elbows in as you come down. Release the tops of the feet, release the belly. Inhale into your cobra. Maybe you feel okay to come up a bit higher. Feel free to stay a bit lower. When you're ready, come through your tabletop position, tuck the toes under into down facing dog. Take a full breath here in your down facing dog. Rise up onto the balls of the feet, taking that right leg up to your three-legged dog. Take an inhale, exhale, knee to nose here. And then place that right shin bone down. Kickstand this right leg out. Place that left foot down. Rising up here, arms out to the side. Inhaling. Exhale into your Parigasana or gate pose. Very light with this left hand. Ground down through the outer edge of that left foot. Maybe eyes looking up past this top arm. And then taking an inhale, cartwheel the hands back down. Finding your tabletop position once again, and then take this right leg back, coming into your bird dog, crown of the head reaching forward. And you might stay here, or if you'd like to bend into this right leg, circle this left arm back and trying to bind with the inner edge of that right foot, trying to kick the leg up, chest reaching forward, eyes looking forward, keep breathing. And without slingshotting, just release that right leg. Keep that right leg up if you can. Tuck the left toes under and press back into your three-legged dog. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now finding your lizard lunge here, long through the spine. Reach that left heel back. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, drop the knee down. And then take another inhale, lift it up, lift through the belly, and then exhale, release the knee down. And again, inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Feeling into the front of that left hip flexor. On the next in-breath, lift the left knee off and step that left foot to the outside of the left hand, lowering the hips down into your malasana squat. Palms of the hands together, elbows to the inside. Just a moment here, taking an inhale. As you exhale, tip forward, finding your uttanasana, toe heel the feet together. Inhale into your halfway lift and exhale, fold. Sweeping the hands up, Urdhva Hastasana, inhale, palms of hands come together, and then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Relax the back of the neck. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step the right leg and then the left leg back into your plank position. Take an inhale, exhale, knees, chest and chin. Ashtangasana here, squeezing those elbows in, tops of the feet, belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back through your tabletop position into down facing dog. Take 3 full breaths here. Slowing down your breathing. Steady gaze in between the ankles. Rise up into the balls of the feet. Taking that left leg up, 3-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose, and then place that left shin down. Kickstand that left foot, rotate so you're onto the outer edge of that right foot, and then take the arms up and the torso up. Inhaling, exhale, Parigasana. Grounding down through the outer edge of that right foot, opening up through that left side body. Often you want to curve in like this. You want to try to bring that right shoulder forward, keeping the left shoulder stacked over the right. And then take an inhale, cartwheel the hands down, finding your tabletop and extend this left leg back into your bird dog. Keeping this left leg square so that outer left hip wraps down slightly. So you might stay here, or if you'd like to, bend into that left leg, circle this right arm back, binding with the inner edge of that left foot, trying to kick that left knee up towards the ceiling, chest forward, eyes forward, find your breath. And gently release, try not to slingshot, keep that left leg extended long, tuck the right toes under, lifting up to your 3-legged dog, inhale, exhale, step it forward to the outside of that left hand, finding your lizard lunge. Reaching that right heel back. Take an inhale, exhale, dropping the right knee down, and then inhale, lift through the belly, back up, exhale, release it down, and again, inhale to lift. Last one, release it down, holding it here for a few breaths. Feeling into the front of that right hip. And just using your breathing, just notice if there's any space that starts to open up. On your next in-breath, lift that right knee off, stepping it forward into your malasana. Sitting the hips down, elbows to the inside, palms of the hands together. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, tip forward, finding your uttanasana, toe heels, the feet together, let the head relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And sweeping the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhaling and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step the left foot and the right foot back into your plank position. Take an inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Release the feet, belly. Inhale, cobra. Tabletop into your down facing dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. Try to engage the quadriceps. Maybe revisiting that, trying to press into the outside edges of the feet. Rise up onto the balls of the feet. Take that right leg up into your three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, right knee to the right wrist. Finding your half pigeon here. Walking this left foot a little bit further back. Just taking your time. If you feel like you need some support, feel free to grab a blanket or a cushion or a block, anything that you need to help you. If you feel okay, you can release the top of that left foot down. Just taking a couple of moments in an upright position. If you need to fold forward, then just go ahead. If you feel like you'd like to take this into a little bit of a deeper variation, bring this right hand to the center and then bend into this left foot and try to bring this left foot in towards the bottom. You might be able to swivel to hold the inside of the left foot. Just take a moment here. And then if you're holding the foot, gently release that and then starting to allow yourself to fold all the way down if that's available, just to where you can. Slowing the breath right down. Allowing the jaw to soften and the shoulders to soften here. Just one more full breath here. And then starting to make your way back up. Tucking the back toes under, stepping back into your down facing dog. Take your own time. If you need to take any movement here, you want to pedal out through the feet or rise and lower with the heels, feel free to take that for a couple of moments. And then rising up onto the balls of feet, take that left leg up to your three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, knee to left wrist, setting up for your half pigeon on the other side. Keeping that right foot tucked on for a moment as you walk the foot back if there's a little bit more space, maybe using a bit of support if that's needed here underneath that left hip. Staying upright if that's available for a few breaths. And then if anyone would like to, just placing that left hand a bit more to the center, reaching back, holding the top of that right foot, or if you can, maybe you're going for the inner edge, trying to bring the foot in towards you. And then gently release that back foot if you've got hold of that, and then in your own time, start to make your way down to rest onto your hands. Just using your breathing to meet any rising sensation here. One more full breath. And then starting to make your way back up. And this time we're just going to shift over onto that left hip. Let the legs swing out and make your way down onto your back. Just finding a constructive rest for a moment. And then finding your figure four. So right ankle on top of the left thigh. And you may like to stay here, or you could thread that right hand through the center, holding the behind the thigh or the front of that left shin if that's available. Allowing the shoulder heads to draw back as you squeeze the legs in and the back of the pelvis keeps pressing down. You may like to close your eyes and just focus on the breath. Taking one more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Squeezing the legs in a little bit more. And then releasing that left foot down. Taking the right leg up towards the ceiling, flexing the foot towards the face. And you might just be holding behind the thigh, the calf, the ankle, or maybe you can hold onto the right big toe. Just taking a couple of breaths here, either staying with that left knee bent, or if it feels available and you'd like to, you can extend that left foot away, placing that left hand on top of the left thigh. And with each exhale, trying to draw that right leg a little bit closer towards you. And then let's release that, finding constructive rest, both feet flat onto the mat for a moment, and then left ankle on top of the right thigh. Maybe staying there or bringing the legs in towards you. Interlacing the fingers over the front of the shin or behind the thigh. Just finding the breath. Often the back of the pelvis wants to creep up here, and we want to resist that a little bit by pressing the back of the pelvis down as we continue to squeeze the legs in, shoulders away from the ears. Release the jaw. Taking one more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Squeezing the legs in a bit more. And then release, placing that right foot down. Extend that left leg up towards the ceiling, holding where you can, maybe taking the left big toe. Taking a moment to settle in and then just deciding whether you want to keep this right leg bent or maybe extending that right leg away. Try to flex that right foot, right hand on top of the right thigh. Keep breathing. That left shoulder is dropping down towards the mat. And then gently releasing, both feet flat onto the mat, and then soles of feet together, opening into your Baddha or reclined butterfly here. Arms away from the body, palms facing up, closing down the eyes if that feels okay. Sense of letting go of the body. And then in your own time, bringing the knees back up and one leg at a time, extending the legs out into your Savasana. If there's any extra supports that you would like here or any more layers, then feel free to make yourself feel as comfortable as you can. Removing anything that is feeling distracting, like a watch or any jewelry. With each exhale, allowing the body to get a little bit heavier and a little bit softer. Nothing left to do but be right here. And allowing yourself to rest. Please feel free to stay resting here for as long as you would like to. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Namaste.